Okay, so I found a bunch of old photographs. I'm going through them, and it's just telling a story. This here's the bone. This is where I first started skateboarding in the town I grew up in. The Q-man told me that I could get out of that town, and this took me to San Diego. Here's the first house I ever lived in. This was when I went on a bender and disappeared. I went all the way to Colorado, riding the Greyhound bus and hopping trains. Almost killed myself on that trip. Flew back to Los Angeles and the Lawrence Arms were playing at the Troubadour. This was the hotel I stayed at when I was in Chicago, or in Denver, where the train ended. This was when I ended up in Montana, or Calgary, Alberta. We drove through Glacier National Park. This was my first trip to Hawaii in high school. This was where I started surfing in 1999 at a place west of Seattle. This is my cousin Mike right here, skating the Paula pool when we first started skating that swimming pool. And once again, this is my house in San Diego. This is where I lived in Vancouver. This is from my window. I lived at the Dunsmuir International Village, which was for people that were immigrants in Canada, and it was the only place I could afford rent. This was one of the trees that I would go see in the Salton Sea, where I'd frequently escape San Diego because I was feeling claustrophobic. This is a pool that we drained in the Salton Sea and got to skate. It's now a meth house. Don't know what the situation is. Here's another one of the zones. This was me snowboarding in 1999. My friend, who I thought was a good photographer, took this picture, but later I learned that I was a pretty good photographer. You should be careful what people you choose as your friends. This is Brendan Kelly of the Lawrence Arms at that show at the Troubadour. I wrote a song called West Los Angeles, I think, where I woke up literally in a park in the gutter. This is a place that I hold dear to me, where I get to surf by myself a lot, especially in the winter. This was a skate spot where I had hopped off of a train in Colorado, outside of Denver in the train yard, and found that spot. This is a dream that I have continually created and built. This was in Seattle, called the Wall of Death. It was a skate spot. I don't know if it's still there. This here is my cousin Mike, who I miss dearly. He's still with us, but I just have not been able to muster up the energy to bring that relationship back into fruition. I'm grateful for everything that he has done for me. This is my friend Jason Musso, back in the San Diego days. And this right here is the shed that flooded, that had all of my film stuff and all of the old digital film stuff. But luckily I found some photographs. So I'm just realizing how special this is, to be off of the social media and to be touching tangible things and creating again. I'm really excited to share more of this story in the movie. So thank you for the support.